So shout out to my wife Angela for setting this up. This is actually not my idea. She's just started creating a page on joeintel.com, and I was like, all right, I'll do it. So the boss lady says that I should do some deals, so we're doing some deals. This is totally going to be a very salesy video. I try not to do salesy stuff when I do my reviews because I don't want people to make purchasing decisions based on, me kind of influencing them or, things like that. Of course, that's almost impossible because if I'm excited about a particular product, kind of shows in my videos. But my whole goal in most of my videos, my reviews, is to give you enough information to make a purchasing decision for yourself, right? I don't want to make your purchasing decision because I don't know what your wants and needs are. It's a one-way conversation sometimes, right? So this is going to be different in that this is totally going to be me talking about things I like, things that are on sale right now, so completely different. If you're not into that, if you don't want a salesy type of thing, yeah, you should go right now because this is going to be me talking about stuff I like, and it might come off a bit salesy. All right, so with that out of the way, it is 3:15. Let's start. This is going to be all about the Amazon Prime Day deals that are going on right now, and the stuff that I either have reviewed or stuff that I actually use on a regular basis. So yeah, let's get into it. Let's go here, see if this works. If you go to joeintel.com / Prime Day, then yeah, it's right there on the bottom. Then you'll see all the deals, and there are sections there for home audio, home theater, headphones, studio gear, watch deals. I've been into watches lately, and stuff that I just kind of use and stuff for the kids. So kind of all kinds of stuff. This is the site, and the first deal right now are the Monolith Encore B6 bookshelf speakers. And let's see if they're still on sale. Some of the stuff is constantly changing, so check for yourself to make sure that it actually is on sale. Below that is my review of these, and I like these speakers a lot. I think these are awesome, especially for the price, $149. Yeah, still on sale, $149 each. So that's 300 a pair. Yeah, that's not bad. Right, I really like these just because they're pretty flat, not perfect, right? You can't expect perfect, but the thing I do like about them is for somebody who's not planning on using a sub right away, let's say they're just starting off, they just want a 2-channel system. Well, this already has enough bass extension to give you that feeling like, what, I'm hearing all the bass, I'm enjoying this because of that. I think they actually look pretty cool too. They have a top here that's a little bit glossy, so it has some design to it, right? Has that big waveguide, and seriously, I would be completely happy with these if I just had these and a sub. I just like that extra bass extension. So yeah, there's an upgrade path there, right? So you can start off with something like this, not need a sub right away, and then later on get a sub, and now you can cross these over and make it sound even better. So these are cool. I'm actually using these in my home theater right now, and I use the floor standards, the T6 towers on my main home theater system. I have more expensive speakers, but I really like the way these sound. So there's that. What else we got here? Also, I should mention that if you use my links, these are affiliate links, so I do get a small commission on them. Right? Says that here. So yeah, if you want to go shopping, if you want to support, then that's a way that you can do it. Click on one of my links here and then go shopping. So another one here is something that I've reviewed previously. It's the Klipsch The Fives. Regular price is $7.99. Let's see if the deal $4.59 still up. Yeah, all right, cool. Yeah, $4.59. That's yeah. These are a crazy deal, and these are on the matte black ones. I guess the other ones are more expensive here. And the reason I like this is just because of they sound good and the functionality. Main thing, the functionality. For people who are looking for a sound bar, I would probably recommend this if they're willing to have 2 speakers instead of a sound bar and some speaker stands. I think it looks cool. Some people don't like that, but I get it. But if you want superior sound and some actual stereo separation, I would say this is probably the way to go. The thing is, a lot of people think that it has too much bass, and depends on the setting that you have. There is an app, they've updated this since, where you can actually choose like, okay, is it in the corner? Is it in the center of the room? You know, how far is it from the wall? And then it'll kind of adjust accordingly. It also has a dynamic bass feature, which I recommend turning off most of the time, but it depends. See what you like. But if it has too much bass, there are settings and an EQ now that you can use. But the main thing I like about these is they have HDMI ARC. So you can plug this directly, you know, to your TV, and any sound that would normally come out of your TV speakers will now come out of these. And that's really the only cable that you need aside from the power cable, right? You also have other options if you want to plug in, you know, RCA, you know, turntable. You have a subwoofer out, so if, you know, again, if you want to upgrade, you have that option. Optical in, and also USB audio. So if you want to connect this directly to a computer, you can do that. Auxiliary. So yeah, you have options. I think these are really cool and surprising amount of bass for such a small speaker, right? I think they look awesome, by the way. Build quality, everything about this I think looks cool. I prefer these. This color, this is the one that we have, and Angela actually really loves these. She really likes these speakers. And yeah, I think these are really good. For my complaint initially when I reviewed them is I thought they were a little bit expensive for I think, what is it, $800. I'm like, a little bit rough, but at $459, easy recommendation, right? All right, cool. Next one is again from Klipsch. It is the, let's see if they're on sale still. Yeah, $344. The previous RP600Ms in ebony, so $344. That, yeah. I recently reviewed the most current version of these, the RP600M2s, and they are better in some ways. So better in that they measure flatter, but these here had that dip, right? So a lot of people complained about that dip in the crossover region, and the truth is that because that dip happens on axis as well as off axis, that means it's EQable. So if you have the ability to EQ the speaker, you know, sometimes with room correction, multi-QX on the Denon and Marantz, Dirac, you know, some of these other options, you can kind of just fix the dip, right? So I would recommend it if you have DSP. You can get something like this for $344. Have better bass actually than the most recent one. Right? I don't know how or why, but these have a little bit more bass extension, and I think they pretty much look the same. The newer one has a wider waveguide here, but overall, as far as tonality, I think that with EQ, these are definitely a good deal. Yeah. What else do we got here? $344 for those. I think that's a good starting point. Let's see what else. Let me close these out. Oh yeah, Kali Audio LP6 V2, all day. I'll recommend these all day. So reason being, these are made to be studio monitors, right? So if you're looking for some speakers for your desk, easy recommendation just because they measure well. You know, the designer Charles Sprinkle over there at Kali Audio, you know, I'm in Cali too, so a little bit biased on that point. But these measure really well, right? You see the waveguide here. It measures well on axis, off axis. It has good bass response. And for $169, these are almost unbeatable, right? You have XLR input, balanced XLR input. You have TRS and RCA. So you also have all these options for dip switches depending on where you place the speaker. And yeah, overall, I think this sounds great, especially for this price. I mean, forget the price, you know? I think these measure and sound really good for a bookshelf speaker, right? Only way you're gonna get more bass is probably either spend way more money or get some bigger speakers. So yeah, they did a great job with this. Has built-in DSP, amplification again. So if you get these, you don't need a separate amplifier. They just work, right? Just gotta plug in a source, whether that source is your, you know, computer, your phone. You know, you can plug it in via RCA. You will need a 3.5 to RCA adapter, you know, if you have just a headphone jack. But yeah, these are awesome. I can recommend these all day, no issue. And yeah, they measure well, so that's important. What else we got here? And also, if you guys have any comments, leave them over there. I'll try to peep over there and see what you guys are saying. What's next? What is next? Polk. Okay, so these are, we're starting to get a little more expensive here, but these are the Polk Reserve R200. Now, the thing is that, you know, these are not a crazy deal. It's what, $50 off? These Polk Reserve are a little more expensive, but I would say if you had your eye on these, that's why you'd want to buy them now, right? I'm not saying like if you never had a thought of buying these, you should pick them up right now. It's not like that. It's more like if you were thinking about buying them, this is probably a good time because you save $50, right? $50 is a nice meal. So that is the Polk Reserve. So what should I say about these is basically I like the overall sound of them, right? This ring radiator tweeter, this cone, it has good bass output. They have this, what is this called? I don't know what it is. It's like a weird port turbine, a turbine cone, and I forgot what they call the port. But this thing seems to work. I mean, I don't hear crazy port chuffing coming out of it, and the bass just sounds clean. It's not a tiny speaker, but I think it's well built. And yeah, $649 for a pair. Pretty good deal. Yeah, good design overall. The only thing that I would say about these is maybe if they have kind of a smaller sweet spot, right? So if you want a wide sweet spot, or if you have a bunch of seats, then maybe not the best ones for you. But if you're gonna sit in one particular seat, boom, make it happen. What's up, Techno Dad? He said, "Ha." What are you saying over there? I just woke up. All right. Don't buy. He says, don't buy those. Don't buy those unless. What did he say? I think he said, don't buy those unless you use his link. Nah, don't do that. You can make your own video, Techno Dad. Get out of here. All right, what else we got? All right, so here we go. Yeah, there we go. Pictures. Jamo S803. All right, so here we go. These are $139 a pair. So let me preface this by saying these are a V-shaped response. You're not getting an accurate flat response, but man, it's $139 a pair is just, it's hard to not say, yeah, just go with it, right? Again, if you're gonna use something with DSP, go for it. You know what I mean? You can kind of fix some of the issues that they have. The issues that I had initially were just kind of like quality control, but hopefully they've resolved that. But I think they look cool, and they're just so inexpensive. It's hard to, demand perfection. If these were $700, well, they better be perfect, right? But $139 a pair, kind of hard not to recommend them. And so, what are on sale? These are $139. These are $139. These are $149. All right. I guess that one, for some reason, is more expensive. All right. So yeah, if you like these, go ahead and use my link if you want to support. If you don't, I'm not going to say anything. All right, next up, Triangle. We call these the Bro 3s, the BR03s. Let's see what the deal is on here. So $399 for a pair. Yeah, I think a lot of people seem to like these. Again, not the flattest response, but the thing about these is they kind of look cool, right? They look a little different. They have some design elements to them. I think these were pretty decent speakers. I don't know that they would be my top recommendation on this list, but I can't judge for everybody, right? If for some reason these speak to you the way that it looks with the white, yeah, what other ones? These, a lot of times it's just looks, right? These look pretty cool. All right. Oh, those are more expensive. What else? Walnut. Yeah, I like these. That looks pretty cool. So yeah, I have a review of all these speakers, by the way. So if you want to check out the review, you can check those out. What else we have here? We have the ELAC Debut 2.0 B6. All right, so ELAC Debut 2.0 B6.2. These are old school. These are classics, right? And again, like these other speakers, they're not the greatest speakers in the world, right? But they're $262, right, for a pair. So these are the old school Andrew Jones designed speakers when he was still at ELAC, and they handled business. I think the thing about these before was just they had pretty good bass output, right? And they sounded, you know, they measured pretty well. They did everything pretty well. They're not like the best at any particular thing, but kind of like a good overall, you know, good overall speaker. It wasn't terrible at anything specific. So at $399 regular price right now, they're $262 for a pair. Yeah. If you like ELAC, you like Andrew Jones design, then go for it. All right, what else we got here? And by the way, this is the first time I'm seeing a lot of these. Angela just kind of put this list together, and she told me to review them, but I didn't. Sonos ARC Sound Bar. Let's see what the deal is on here. Again, that's not very much of a discount. But again, like I was saying before, some of these deals are more like if you were already planning on buying it, then save $50, right? Don't go out and just buy this just because, you know, you never thought of buying it. Oh, I got 5%, I'm going to go buy it. Probably not. Probably not. But if you're already going to buy it, then buy it now. What else we got here? All right, so, okay, this is the projector that I'm currently using. What's the sale? Okay, so not a huge discount, but 6% off a $3,500 product starts to add up, right? What is that? $200? $200 off? Yeah. I liked this particular projector probably the most out of the laser projectors that I've tested so far. Main reason being because basically it had pretty good colors out of the box. BenQ does a great job of making sure that they have good colors. And so if you're spending this much, I don't know that you're gonna, you know, hire a calibrator to come out. Maybe you are. I don't know. It's kind of at that price point where you might go and do that. So some of the other projectors I reviewed maybe were a little bit more capable, but the thing is, the colors just weren't that great. Versus this BenQ already out of the box, I'm like, this already looks awesome. You know, I tested some of my videos, and I know what I'm supposed to look like. You know, I can look down and look at my skin tone, and you know, and when I watch on the projector, I'm like, oh, yep, that's right. That's about my skin tone. And so, yeah, that's the benefit of making videos. I know what it's supposed to look like. I know what the room looks like. I know what the living room looks like. And so when this replays those same videos and it looks accurate, that is something good to me. It's bright. You're gonna want to use it with a ultra short throw, not ultra, CLR, ceiling light rejecting screen. And so, yeah, it's awesome. I like this. Very good projector. What else we got here? Elite Screens, YardMaster. Yeah, so this is if you just want to have a little fun. Let's see what we got here. Okay, so $185 for a 120-inch outdoor screen. So this is a pretty easy to put together. Like, you can do it quickly. And so if you wanted to have a little outdoor theater, you know what I mean? You don't have to get a crazy, super expensive projector. You know, I probably wouldn't use that BenQ outdoors. But, you know, I've reviewed some that are, I don't know, like $150. And I wouldn't say, hey, yeah, you know, use this as your main home theater projector. But outdoors, actually, I had one that I reviewed, and I brought it to kind of like a family gathering thing. And I had a, you know, tripod stand, and some kid knocked it over, right? And I didn't even care. It was like $100 or something like that. I'm like, whatever. And actually, nothing happened to it. There were there's no bulb in there. It's all just like LEDs for the most part, for the inexpensive ones. So if you pair that up, you can have kind of like a fun little movie night. And if something happens, sprinklers turn on, who cares, right? I'm not saying that you should, right? I'm not saying $150 or $100 is something to mess up, but it doesn't hurt as much as if you were to put your $3,000 projector out and then the sprinklers come on. So there's that. What else we got here? Oh, all right. Let's see if this deal is still alive. Oh, it went down even more. All right, cool. So these are the headphones that I'm using right now, the AKG Pro Audio K371s. And the reason I like these is mainly because they measure well, right? If you take a look at some of the reviews from them, you know, they're going to say, yeah, maybe the build quality is not the best, you know, all these things. But they almost always say the sound quality is extremely good right out of the box. AKG is a Harman brand, Samsung now, but a Harman brand, and basically, Harman, Sean Olive, Floyd Toole, those guys are the guys who came up with, all the ways to measure how speakers sound in a room, anechoic, all these things. When you see the spinorama, that's the first thing I think of. I think of those guys there. And they came up with a target curve, basically, where that most people like, right? I think it's supposed to simulate how good speakers sound in a room, right? And so that's what these are supposed to sound like. And to me, they sound excellent. And the reason I'm going to recommend these is just because I do those binaural demos. And a lot of times people are like, well, you don't know which headphones people are using, right? Maybe they're using some not so good headphones, let's just say. Well, that's true. I don't know. But now I can at least recommend hey, get these K371s. And at least I have an idea what you're listening on, right? I recommend these. I'm wearing them now. They're pretty comfy. It has mini XLR, so that comes with a few different cables. Right now I'm using this coiled one, so pretty cool. Let's see what else. I should be showing them, huh? I don't know what this whole thing where it turns. Maybe if you're a DJ like Techno Dad, I don't know. But yeah. These are not for style, right? These are not for style. These are mainly hey, I need some pretty decent headphones that are comfortable and I know are pretty accurate, let's just say. Of course, you can make them more accurate if you want to use EQ, and I've seen people do that, and they're very EQable from what I understand. I haven't done it yet, but right out of the box, they sound good. All right, this is a good runner-up. These are the classic Sony MDR 7506s. A lot of people have these. I've used them. I always start with the bad. So the bad is they're not the most comfortable. For long listening sessions, maybe it's more comfortable for somebody else. But for me, not so comfy. What are some other cons maybe that, I don't know, can you remove this cord? I don't know that you can. Whereas you can with these that I'm wearing right now. But these are classic. Again, sound-wise, they're pretty neutral, I guess you could say. I don't think as neutral as the ones I just showed you. And actually, the other thing I noticed, it doesn't have as much bass as the other one. But if you're a Sony fan, you want to go with the MDR 7506 like everybody else has, well, all right, that's cool. $85, $84.55. All right, what else we got here? All right, Apple AirPods Pro. That's a pretty good deal. So from $249 to $169. Apple hardly ever really goes on sale. So when they do, you kind of got to jump on the deal. So what is the deal with these? All right, they're not horrible. I mean, everybody thinks of the old school AirPods, like with the wire. Is that what they're called? AirPods? I don't know. The ones that came with the phone, right? And those weren't that good. But you'd be surprised. These are actually pretty good. Like when I listen to stuff on them, I never think to myself, man, these are bad. So sound quality wise, very acceptable, I would say, right? The other thing is the noise canceling actually works surprisingly well. Not as good as my Sony. I have what are XM3s? The Sonys typically have some of the best noise canceling. I've tried the noise canceling on the AirPods Max, and those are excellent. But these are surprisingly good, especially because they're not over the ears. They're earbuds, and they do a good job. They also have a pretty good transparency mode, and that's kind of handy, if you're wanting to make sure that you know what's going on in your environment. It works, right? They have that little charging case. What else they got on here? They're pretty comfy, right? They don't pop out of your ears. I guess it depends on your ears. They don't pop out of my ears. And the other thing is the call quality on these are probably the best that I've heard. So out of the ones that I've reviewed, Apple kind of has that part down. The noise canceling, you could be in a loud area and it still sounds like you know, like I can hear your voice on the other end, right? It cancels out everything else. So noise canceling on both ends. Basically, it'll cancel the noise out for you, the person listening, and also the other, you know, person on the other end who you're talking to. And the cool thing is, if you have Apple products, if you have an iPhone, if you have an iPad, if you have a MacBook Pro, if you have, you know, an iMac, it can easily just switch to whichever device you're using. So it's very seamless, especially when you're using an Apple product. That's just how they roll. And the other thing is, if you have an Apple TV, I actually bought an extra pair of these for Angela, because if we want to watch something and we don't want to, you know, disturb the kids, or we're watching something scary or whatever, well, on the Apple TV 4K, you can actually use both of them at the same time, right? So that's kind of crazy. Like, I'll wear, you know, sub, she'll wear a pair, and we can both hear in stereo what's happening on the TV. And again, it just works. It shows up on the Apple TV, says, hey, you know, I see you put on your AirPods Pro. The other thing about these, it does work with their spatial audio. So if you have it works on the iPad. I think I'm not sure exactly all the devices, but I know that I wasn't able to get it to work on my MacBook Pro, but I think on iOS. So your iPhone, iPad, and the Apple TV 4K, it also works where if it's kind of weird actually. On the Apple TV 4K, when we both have our AirPods in, it's just stereo. So there's no spatial effects, right? She turned them off one time and she put them away in the case. And so it switched to just mine, but with the spatial audio included. And what was interesting is I thought that it switched actually to the TV speakers, to the sound bar, because I was like, whoa, hold on a second. Like, you know, it's going to be loud for the kids. In actuality, what happened is it turned to the spatial audio, and it really sounded like the sound was coming from the TV. Because when you turn your head side to side, hey there, my kid's here. Here, you want to stand there? They can see you. Yeah. There you go. There you go. Yeah, so when it switched to them, it became spatial audio. When you turn your head, you hear it out of this one, you hear it out of that one, and it sounds like the source is the TV itself and not headphones. So that's kind of crazy. AirPods Pro. Oh, the whole family's here. All right. Yeah. Hey, how do you like the AirPods Pro for the Apple TV 4K?
I like it a lot because I can watch whatever I want.
Yeah.
And no one else can hear it.
Yeah. Okay. See?
It's just easy.
It's easy, and they work.
The thing about Apple products, they just work.
Yeah.
But when they don't, they don't.
I kind of hate that it works so well sometimes. All right, so XM4s, next deal. What is it? From $349, $228 is a good deal. The XM4s, I think they changed the frequency response. The XM3s that I have, a little bit bassy, but you could change the EQ on there. But $228 is a really good deal, and these are some of the best when it comes to noise canceling. So if you're all about the noise canceling life and you don't want distractions coming in, throw some of these on and it's quiet. Especially, you know what I loved is I use them on an airplane, and it really, you don't realize how loud an airplane is until you put on some noise canceling and you're like, oh man, that engine is loud. So if you're traveling, XM4s are kind of necessity. If you want to relax, listen to some tunes on there. Sometimes I just put them on and don't play anything. I just use them straight up for noise canceling. $228, kind of can't beat that, and they look cool, right? Now, I mean, these look very similar to those XM4s that we just looked at. Noise canceling not as good, and but they were way less. But right now they're not on sale, so no to those. Anchor, let's see, what is this? $60 for the Soundcore Life Q30s. These are cool. Sound quality was pretty good. Everything's pretty decent on them. I mean, these are not the Sonys, right? So if you can spend a little bit more and get the Sonys, there's a difference, right? As far as sound quality and definitely on the noise canceling end, these are not on the same level as the other ones. But right now, I use these for my kids when, let's say, if we're watching a movie and they don't like the loud sounds or scared of something, they both have their Bluetooth headphones, which I like for the kids because I don't want a wire. You know how kids go. I don't want anything with a wire. So they watch their iPad, they put on their headphones. One of them has these Soundcore Life Q30s, and they're comfortable. And the other one actually has those other ones that I just showed you, the Monolith. Was that what they're called? Monoprice BT-600ANC. And yeah, no problems. I mean, as far as durability, if it can handle what my kids have to throw at them, then I'm pretty sure they can handle what most people do with them. So yeah, Life Q30s. What's next here? Oh yeah, these guys right here. $69 from $129. Yeah. Okay, so here we go. These here, I would say, are if you care more about sound quality than anything else, because truthfully, the AirPods Pro have better sound quality as far as call quality. They have better call quality, way better transparency mode, way better noise canceling, comfort. All those are better than this, but where this is better than the Apple AirPods Pro is in overall sound quality. So these do something very special with the Sonar Works. So you see where it says Sound ID right here? What this is there's an app that you can have on your phone or on your computer too, but for sure on the phone. And what it does is, first, it analyzes your hearing. So it's almost like, imagine a hearing test for somebody who needs hearing aids, right? So it'll do a test, see which frequencies you can hear. It does all these tests, and then it says, okay, I have a profile. I understand how your hearing works. Okay, cool. Then it does a test and then from there it makes it flat, and then it tests for your particular preference, right? So it'll play some music, and then you can say, which one do you like better, A or B? It keeps doing this A/B test, and then finally it'll kind of create a profile specifically for you. So what I found out is I'm kind of a bass head, right? I like extra bass, more bass than flat. So you guys know that if you watch my videos, I always prefer a speaker that has a little bit more bass. I err on the side of more rather than less bass. And so these can do that for you. It basically some of the best that I've heard. Who is it? El Jefe reviews. He does a lot of headphone reviews, and I said, hey man, have you checked these out? And he said, yeah, you know what? They're actually very similar as far as hardware to another pair that he's reviewed previously. So the thing is, they're the same hardware, but it's just the way they're tuned. So when he checked them out, he's like, oh man, this Sonar Works with the Sound ID. He said it's a cheat code, right? Basically, it sounds way better than they should considering they're the same hardware. So there you go. Again, with DSP, makes a big difference in the overall sound. Now let's get over to, so those are the headphones. Let's go over to studio gear, and let's see this price here. Is this a deal? Yeah, $399 for the SM7Bs. I'm not actually using them right now, but this is the classic microphone that you see on pretty much everybody's podcast. So if you want to sound awesome in your Zoom calls, you want to flex on everybody, yeah, you can pick up one of these. These are very insensitive, so you will need something like a Cloud Lifter or a Fathead Phantom to boost the signal. For most people, where's it? Hold on. Yeah, I got mine right here. Boom. So if I really need to sound awesome, I'll probably use this because it does a good job of rejecting noise. Get that. So yeah, right now I'm using a mic that's the MKH416, and this is $1,000. So that's kind of the main reason I use it. I want it out of the way, but a lot of times this other one just has that sound that you're looking for. So if I record an ad, a lot of times I might, gravitate towards something like that. So yeah, if you're into that, there it is, $399. What else we got? Fiio FA9s are $379 instead of $399. not a huge discount, but these are what I have used a lot of times on the Daily Hi-Fi podcast, just because the vocals sound good to me, and that is the most important thing. I need to hear the voice as well, and these did a good job of that. They look kind of crazy, but yeah, they're comfy. They have a bunch of different tips that come along with it, and yeah, I like them. What else we got here? This is the A7R4. Okay, 3Gs instead of 3,000. I wonder if they have another deal on let's see, what kind of other deals they have. Because I have the A7 IV, which I like a lot. I'm actually using the A7S3 right now. I don't see it here. But yeah, I think this one's more like if you're into photography, you can get something like this. But yeah, I rock Sony. That's what I use for my stuff. I think Technodad does too. So I know Technodad does too. All right, what else we got here? Standing desk. All right. These guys always email me, and then so it's $249 for the standing desk that I'm using right now, and you get an extra $15 off when you apply the coupon. So yeah, standing desks are pretty awesome. That's what I'm using right now. So I can stand here, I can move it up and down. Very handy, and yeah, overall I like these desks a lot. The tabletop seems to be able to withstand all the stuff that I'm doing, and it doesn't look messed up. I've had this for a couple years now and still looks new, right? If I just clean it off, dust it off, it looks good. So yeah, I like these. Some of these other ones have, let's see, just check the size, because a lot of them they look the same, but the actual width or the depth of them is different. Is this the sale only on that color? I don't know. I think these are a game changer though. These are a game changer. If you want a nice desk, yeah, definitely get something where you can stand once in a while. I don't know how good it is for your feet, but I like being able to stand once in a while. So yeah, if you're at your desk a lot, check those out. The BenQ. What else we got here? Okay, so instead of $799, $649, these are still kind of expensive. If you want the least expensive monitor, probably not gonna want this, but yeah, 32-inch. It looks good. The audio coming out of it is okay. I know they want to say that it's like the best thing ever. You still probably want some speakers. Get those Kali audios and get some of these, and you'll be set. But yeah, 32-inch for depends on what you like to do. If you're doing video editing like I am, I found the colors to be very good on this. Again, BenQ is kind of known for having some pretty good colors out of the box. It does 4K 60 HDR. HDR is not the craziest HDR you've ever seen, but not bad, right? So if you want a 4K monitor, I kind of like this one. Still using it. Not right now. Angela's using it. I'm using this ViewSonic ultra wide, just because it's really cool for video editing. See the timeline, I can see a lot. Anyway, what else we got here? Logitech MX Master wireless mouse. Is this the old school one? I'm not sure, but this is what I'm using right now. And it's awesome because there's just so many buttons, right? And it looks cool. But yeah, this is like the ultimate mouse, I think. You got the scroll wheel on the side, so if you need to scroll horizontally, you got all these buttons that you can program. Boom. The wheel, right? You can either have it free spin, so there's no clicks, so you can kind of, right now, have it. Hold on a second. Look. Or I think, oh, I set that to screen cap. If I press down, now it just free spins. If I press it again, clicks. All right, so yeah, I like this mouse a lot. You can make it do whatever you want it to do, and it's rechargeable, it's reliable. I've had this seriously, I don't even know how many years. Like, I don't know, I want to say like 7 years or something. And it still works, and it's still my go-to, and I love it. What else we got here? Blu-tack for sure. Everybody needs Blu-tack. Even if you think you don't need Blu-tack, You do. You need Blu-tack. Everybody needs Blu-tack. And it's because you could just do all kinds of stuff with it. You always need Blu-tack. You know, you have something where air's coming out, Blu-tack. You have a speaker on some stands where you're not sure if it's going to stay on there, if somebody knocks it over, Blu-tack. And yeah, just for sure, you just put a little piece on each end on the four corners where the stands hit the speakers, and now it's actually pretty strong, like to the point where if I have some speaker stands and a speaker and some, 4 pieces of Blu-tack on it, I can actually lift it from the speaker and it'll lift up the stands also. So it's as if it's like one continuous unit. And it's also good for audio because that little extra space that you have there makes it so it doesn't transfer the vibrations all the way down to the speaker stands. So yeah, it's always a good thing. What are you guys saying in the comments here? I also have the MX Master, best mouse I've ever had. All right. Thank you, terrible username. All right. But yeah, Blu-tack all day. If you need to put stuff on the wall, I think these are put up with Blu-tack. Or I used to, at least. So yeah, you can use it for all kinds of stuff. If anything, if you don't buy anything right now, right? If you're like, I wasn't planning on buying anything, at least buy some Blu-tack. I'm telling you. Yeah, again, if you buy something and if you use any of my links here, it doesn't matter what else you buy. It still gives me credit. So if that's what you're about, I would appreciate it. Right. Okay. Eneloop batteries. Come on. You guys know. AA batteries. Right? So I go through these. I mean, there's just everything needs batteries, right? And especially AA and AAA are the most common I found. And I've used some that are not so good, but the Eneloops are kind of the go-to. I think who makes these? Sanyo or something like that. If you look around, pretty much everybody has said like these Eneloops are legit. So if you want some legit ones, Eneloop, kind of a safe bet. $18 for what, an 8 count? That's not bad. All right, watch deals. Youthman says in the comments he just bought a speedboat using your affiliate links. Thank you, Youthman. I think you probably need a new house. Just an extra one. I know you have a nice house now, but an extra one for your speedboat would be nice because, if you're going to be by the lake, might as well, who wants to drive, might as well stay at your other house. And I'll try to leave a link to a house on Amazon for you. All right. Watch deals. You guys have, if you follow me on Instagram, you know that I'm into watches lately. I think it's just a fun hobby just because there's so many options. You can find something that's just for you. And it doesn't have to be expensive. It can be if you want it to be expensive. But it doesn't have to be, right? It's all about your style and, just something that kind of speaks to you. And I like it. It's a fun little hobby. And, yeah, trying to get everybody into it. And here's the one thing that I found. So I have more than 7 watches. But I'm like, you know what? I want to have something. I'll place a store of these watches for every day of the week, right? Where I can go in, pick, out of the my 7 most favorite watches and pick one watch every day of the week. And there was nothing like that at the time until, seriously, I was talking to my friend, like, man, you should make something like this. And then maybe about a week later, this company, Holme and Hadfield, came out with this. They call it the Collector, and it is awesome. Look at that thing. I love it. Right? And the reason just being that the display case, right? Every day in my mind, what I think about is like, you know what? I'm going to go shopping for a watch. Like which watch am I going to pick today based on what I'm wearing, how I'm feeling, what I'm going to do that day, right? If I'm going to do some kind of activity that might scratch the watch, well, I'm probably not going to wear a dressy like watch that I don't want to get scratched, right? But yeah, so it's kind of fun. And the fact that it's in this display case really feels like you're shopping for a watch. Even though you own them, right? They're all your watches. But it feels like that. And it's a nice way to display them. It just kind of makes you appreciate the stuff that you already have. And then the drawer is handy because You know, you can put your wallet in there, your headphones, you know, extra straps, you know, a knife, flashlight, whatever you carry, whatever's your everyday carry, you can throw it all in there, and it's kind of like your caddy all in one, but the top part just is like the coolest looking thing ever. So that, I'm excited because this company is, I think they're going to come out with this, like a leather, you can kind of see it there, where the top is leather, right? So when you rest your watch down, it's not on this wood, it's actually on leather. And yeah, I think that looks awesome. Leather, wood, that just looks awesome. Look at that. Look at that. That looks great. And the price, this is ridiculous. Like, you know, when I first saw it, I'm like, that thing looks like it's going to be expensive. And I'm sure they could charge way more, because if somebody buys a watch that's $10,000, $12,000, you know, whatever, they're not going to worry about $300, right? It's just a place to put their expensive watch, right? So the fact that it's $99 is crazy to me. You know, Technodad, if you're here, Technodad, you should treat yourself. You know what I mean? I know you're getting into watches. Yeah, you need something like that. $99 for the black one. There you go. What's this one? This one's on sale too? Yeah, this is the one I have. I like the way it looks. So anyway, yeah. If you wanna look and feel like a baller, this is what you need. Michael, you know, I know you haven't gotten into watches yet, but you know, this will go good with your speedboat, and also it'll give you a reason to get a watch, right? So you can get one of these. Honestly, though, they have other ones though. So if you're not planning on getting 7 watches, they have one that's a 4, 2, and I think they have one that's even a single one. So yeah, they have options. I like this company, and they've been supportive. They sent me some, even though I'm not a watch reviewer. I said, yeah, I'll make a quick little video for you guys, and yeah, I appreciate them. What's next here on the watch deals? Hamilton Khaki Field. Yeah, Technodad knows I like Hamilton because, I mean, it has heritage. So this is an American company, but they moved their operations to Switzerland. So you're actually getting a Swiss watch, right? So I mean, that's what you want, right? Swiss movement is kind of like, you know, Rolex, all these companies, Swiss, right? You want Swiss movement. I mean, I don't have a problem with Japanese movement, Seiko, stuff like that too. But I think it's kind of a safe bet, right? If you get something like this is using a ETA movement, and they've extended it out. So the thing I like about this watch is the battery, or not the battery, because there's no battery, right? It's automatic. But the power reserve, when you wind it up, it lasts, I think, like 2 days, maybe a little bit longer, I don't know. But I notice that sometimes if I forget to wind all my watches in that display case, it's this one. Yeah, this one stays running because it has a lot of power reserve. So yeah, I'm wearing it right now. Actually, let's see. Let me remember to come back to the screen, but there it is. There it is. I think it's a handsome watch. I changed out the band for a NATO strap from Bark and Jack, and I think it looks awesome with this one. It's kind of like they call it the khaki field because it's like for a field, like a army type of military watch, you know what I mean? And I think it just looks great. Everything about it, slim, it's not too big. Technodad, you know. So what is this? I think it's 38 millimeter, right? So it's actually one of my favorite watches. Not the most expensive, but even Angela likes this one. You know, she always points it out like, that's a good looking watch, and it's comfortable. You know, I still have this other strap that it comes with, and it's decent. But this is what they call a strap monster. Basically, you can change out the strap and it still looks good. And I think it's a great first watch, and it's not the most expensive at $430. Not the cheapest, but it's like one of those watches you can still get respect, right? If you're a watch guy and you see somebody and they're wearing a Hamilton Field, you're like, this guy knows what's up. You know what I mean? It's not the most expensive, but still, it shows that you know. All right, so if you're into that, I would say check it out. I wish they had the picture of the back here, because you can actually, it has a, here, let's see. You can see it's pretty slim. So it doesn't matter if you have a big or small wrist. It looks good on everybody's wrist, but you can see in the back there, you can see the movement, right? So that's pretty cool. And you can wind it here. It's just old school. I mean, you know, I know that there are quartz watches where it keeps the time. You can use your phone to tell the time. Everybody said, why do I need a watch? I have a phone. Well, your phone is not jewelry. So this is kind of jewelry, right? Let's just be honest. Right? You don't need this. This is not something I need, but it looks cool, and I just like wearing it. Right? I think it looks great. So anyway, there's that. What else? We're almost done here, I think. Oh, not. Oh shoot, got a lot. I'm gonna keep going real quick then. So stuff I use, electronics. Open this up. Let me switch it back because I remembered. Boom. All right. Apple TV 4K. That's the one I was talking about. And where are we here? There it is. So, dang, $109? Oh man, that almost makes me want to just buy another one, even though I don't need another one. Kind of want another one for $109. That's a deal. All right, so 39% off. Yeah, I mean, you know Apple products, they just work. So if you have other Apple products, it just works, right? If you have AirPods Pro already, if you have AirPods Max, I think they even have on even the less expensive ones, it can still do that thing that I was saying where once you put them in, it shows up on your TV and it gives you the option to play the sound out of your AirPods. That's just awesome, right? The wheel, the click wheel type of deal here. It acts like a touchpad. I don't really like that. I turn that off. I just use it as a, up, down, left, and right. But it can work as a touchpad if you want. And they have this weird thing where you can kind of calibrate your screen with it. I don't know that I would trust that, but I like it when they mess around and try new things like that. Has a Siri. I mean, the remote feels good. What else can it do? I think you can program it too, to your TV or whatever. If you have a sound bar, if you don't want to use CEC, sometimes it's flaky on certain devices. You can program this to work with your specific device. I think it does some kind of learning thing. I have to try to remember, but it works. You get your Dolby Atmos. You know why I mentioned Dolby Atmos? Because I see Reverend Slim in here, and so I had to mention that this Apple TV 4K can do Dolby Atmos. I know you're not about that streaming life. You're all about the physical media, but options are good. And so yeah, you a lot of times, it's annoying because I usually use a NVIDIA Shield, and when Disney Plus came out, it had Dolby Atmos, right, support. But of course, if you're on NVIDIA Shield and all these, it didn't work right away, but it did work right away on the Apple TV. So if you want something where everything kind of works as soon as possible, a lot of times Apple is just the safe bet. Just because so many people have it, they make sure that it works on Apple TV, and everything else, they'll get to it. They'll get to it another time. Unfortunately, that's the truth. But yeah, I like this. I don't know what else to say about this. If you need a streaming device and you want an upgrade from, some of the less expensive ones, this is definitely more powerful. You'll notice a difference when you're switching apps and stuff like that. You're not waiting for anything. You can run Plex on this. It doesn't do the pass-through audio, but there's another app that you can get where you can. So if you have a collection of your favorite movies, they're on a server in your home, you can actually, I forget the name of the app. Maybe somebody here knows, but you can, you can use this and actually play the full file, right? So not compressed in any way, the full, if you're ripping your Blu-rays or whatever. I don't personally do that, but I know some people do. This would be a good device for that if you want to stay with the Apple ecosystem. Otherwise, I always like the NVIDIA Shield with Plex, something like that. But if you want to stay Apple, this is the way to go. What else we got here? Oh, more Apple stuff. All right. 10% off. So what is that? $200 off the MacBook Pro 14-inch M1 Pro. Yeah, so I've tried a few different versions of this. I've had the 14-inch M1 Max, just the maxed out, like everything pretty much maxed out. And then I switched to the 16-inch MacBook Pro M1 Max also. You know what? I don't feel like I'd be missing out on too much if I didn't go with the Max, if I just went with the Pro. Yeah, these are great. I mean, these really feel like Pro laptops. You know, you got this, the MagSafe is back. Happy about that. The display, ridiculous on this. Like, yeah, this display on this, I think it's 1600 nits or something like that. I don't know about, displays too much. I leave that to Technodad and FOMO. But from what I see, it looks vibrant, it looks good, looks accurate, and it looks better than the monitor that I use here. I just use this one because it's big, but for the most part, this is a better monitor. So if you want to consume content, a lot of you folks put on your AirPods Pro and you just want to, watch a movie on there, it's going to be a pretty good experience, right? So for editing, yeah, legit. It's super fast, all that. And not the cheapest, but you don't expect the cheapest when you're talking about some of the best. And this, for sure, the M1 chip, one of the best. So what can you say? All these other deals, okay, so this one is crossed out, so that deal is no longer available. iPad, everybody knows what an iPad does. Let me close some of these. There's just too many. Even though this M1 Max can definitely handle it, my screen cannot. All right. Apple 10.2-inch iPad, $300. You can't go wrong with an iPad. You always need an iPad for something, right? So I don't have to say anything about an iPad. You guys know what an iPad does. If you have kids, iPad. All right, so I'm not going to go into that too much. iPad Pro. Okay, if you want a little bit more, $699 instead of $799. All right. I don't have to explain an iPad to you guys. Chromecast with Google TV. All right, so this is a cool little device for $40 instead of $50. I like it because it supports Dolby Atmos. I'm trying to remember which other ones. I know HDR, of course, but I don't know what else. I don't know about Dolby Vision. The Apple TV 4K does, though, for sure. This one is just $40 though, and the thing that's cool about it is, first of all, the remote is kind of handy on it. It's very simple. Not the fastest thing. It's not the fastest one. Out of a Shield, I mean, if I'm using a Shield, I can tell the difference between them, switching apps and things like that. But for the most part, if it's just an extra TV, it works really well. And you can program the remote also to control some of your other devices. I mean, that's one thing that I look for in these. Like, can it work with other devices? The other thing is you can kind of modify this. You can get a USB hub. Because it's just USB-C, right? So the side of this is just USB-C as far as the connection. And you can start plugging in like external hard drives. If you want to put more media on there, you can use an Ethernet port. I think you can also do like an external sound card. So if you're into that, you know what I mean? Like, let's say if you want to get better audio from this and you just have some extra speakers, instead of going through some cheap DAC, you can use your own DAC and use the audio from that. So it's kind of a cool thing. The latest thing that they've added to this is the ability to switch user accounts. And if you have a family, stuff starts getting mixed up, right? So if you have a Netflix account and your kids want to use Netflix, next thing you know, it's like the recommendations are all off because it's recommending cartoons to you. And you're like, I don't want to watch cartoons. And then for them, they're probably, my kids are scared of, some of these superhero movies, I think sometimes. And so we don't want that to show on their account. So specifically, they have their own account. We've made sure that it's safe for them. And when they log in, that's all they see, right? All the recommendations are the stuff that's for them specifically. And it's kind of cool. That's the main thing about this is the user switching. And so if my wife logs in with her account, well, it shows all the recommendations on the home screen are for her specifically. And they actually have this other thing, this other feature where you can go and start rating movies up, thumbs up or thumbs down, whether you like the recommendation or not. And so it starts to learn and starts to tailor stuff to you. And that's handy when nowadays we have just so much content to watch. It becomes difficult to like pick. Like I don't have enough time in the day to figure out what to watch, but it's handy when you have something like, this AI, the Google stuff that's going to look at all the data and say, you know what, you're probably going to like this. Helpful, right? It's helpful. What else we got here? Chromecast 4K. Did I click on that one? Yeah. Fire Stick. Okay, so this is an Amazon deal. It's Amazon Prime Day. Is it available? $17? Man, you can't beat $17. That's all I need to say. It streams and it works with these services and it has a remote, and I'm pretty sure that you cannot make this for $17. So there you go. What else? They even comes with batteries. Look at that. Batteries, HDMI extender, Fire Stick. Yeah. Voice control. It just works. $17 is ridiculous. I'm sure that, they just want you to buy their services. So this is kind of one of their loss leaders, if I were to guess. What else we got? Another streaming stick. Roku. Roku's one of those things, like, it doesn't have the nicest interface from what I've seen, but it kind of just works. It's reliable. So it's interesting. What is Angela saying here? Those Fire TV sticks are great for holiday. Yeah, for gifts. You know what I mean? I know a lot of TVs have built-in streaming services and things like that, but a lot of times, if you get a budget TV, sometimes those are super slow. In which case, it's like, you know what? Buy this for $30 or whatever. It does a better job. You have a better remote. Everything works. I wonder if this is the type that has the headphone jack. That's kind of a cool feature. I like that on Roku. I know some of them, you have like a headphone jack you can plug into here. And I don't know if this one does. Anyway, Roku, another option. Okay, so this is all stuff that we really use. So this was actually something that was sent to me from Anchor, and they wanted me to review it, but I just, I don't know that you guys would be too interested in hearing all, a dedicated video just about this webcam. But, a lot of Zoom calls and online learning, right? Virtual learning, I guess it's called. It's nice to have a nice camera. And, we set this up for my older daughter and for her kindergarten. And I think she kind of had like the best looking video, of course. I make video. I got to make sure she looks good on video. But yeah, I set this up and it looks good. It's reliable and it doesn't even need a lot of light. That's what I noticed about it. It still looks good in low light conditions. But my favorite thing about it is it does that thing that the iPad does. Center stage, I think they call it, where if you move side to side, it kind of follows you. So we had her doing like singing classes and she'd get up and it was kind of cool. Like, if she was dancing around or whatever, the teacher could still see her because it's a wide angle and then it kind of zooms in a little bit and it follows where you're at. So I think that was a cool feature. And I even recommended it to the school. Like, hey, you guys might want this or recommend this, for others. Because you always have that one student with like the bad lighting, can't see them. So yeah, $100. I think it's worth it to have a better experience. You know what I mean? If you're mostly working, virtually, or if your kids are learning online, spend $100 and make the experience a little bit better. I think it's worth it. Anyway, what else we got here? What else did Angela put on here? Fitbit Charge. I'm surprised I can talk this much. Maybe others aren't. I am. Fitbit Charge 5. Okay, this is actually, you're the one who has this. I don't have this. You seem to like it. And I guess it looks cool. It tracks your sleep. I know you like that. Always tell me, this is how much sleep I got. All right, that's cool. So yeah, if you're into that, $100, $104. What else we got here? Oh, this guy. Yet another thing that I'm into that is another kind of like hobby thing is, our flashlights, And I don't know what is so cool about them. I think it's just the fact that I'm picturing these cavemen and they're like, oh, look, I created fire, right? And fire's good because it provides heat, but it also provides light, And I feel like if I were to go back and show these guys a flashlight, so I'm using a different flashlight right now, but it's the same kind of deal. It's a LED, 18650, and it's just, I always carry this. I know a lot of people like to carry a pocket knife, and yeah, I get it, but I find that I would use this way more often than a pocket knife, right? A flashlight is super handy. You're looking for something, under the car seat, flashlight, right? You're, exiting the movie theater, flashlight. It's Halloween and you're walking down the street and you want people to move out of the way. You can do the whole security guard, move out of the way. And it's super bright. So this workhorse FC11 is 1300 lumen, and I find that that's pretty accurate. So it's bright, right? That's pretty bright. 90 CRI is talking about how accurate the colors are. So for most video lights like this, you probably want something that's at least 96 CRI, so color rendition index. And the fact that this is 90 means that's pretty good. I mean, not bad at all. I mean, some of the original LED lights that people would use for their filming were 85, 86, right? So this is already better color rendition than that. And you might think that doesn't matter, but if you're looking for something at night, what you'll find is if you're using a cheap flashlight, the colors just you don't see the right colors, right? So something that if you're looking for something green, you shine your light on it, it might not even look that green or the green that you're expecting, or the reds specifically, right? A lot of times with the reds, they look kind of orangey and weird. But if you have something with a high CRI, something that's red looks red, and it's just easier to find stuff. One quick pro tip is if you're looking for a screw or something that fell on the floor that's really small or hard to find, one quick trick is to actually put this right up against the floor, right? Real close to the floor, and see what kind of shadow gets cast. So even if it's a small object, you'll see a long shadow. All right, there's a screw. So I love flashlights. I think they're awesome. And with an 18650 battery, they actually last a long time. Most people don't have chargers, right? So what's cool about this is it charges via USB-C. So boom, USB-C. The other thing is, I can talk about this all day, man. This, the tail, right? So tail stands, meaning it stands on its end, which is kind of handy if you want to just shine light upwards. And it's also magnetic. So be careful, don't put them around your expensive watches, mechanical watches. But if you're working on a car, boom, you put it on the hood, and it just stays there. So that is cool. I also like that it's a side, the button is not on the side. I mean, not on the bottom. Because what I find is sometimes, even with this one, I accidentally turn it on. And if you have, this one I think is 2800 lumen, that's kind of scary. It's hot, right? So you don't want your flashlight to turn on accidentally. And I find that this one, I've never had it accidentally turn on. Yeah, very good. And the interface is handy. You can do all kinds of weird modes, flashing and all kinds of stuff. And it's very quick. Another thing that's important about these is, okay, so water resistant, but also the fact that you need a low light mode. A lot of times when you're looking for a flashlight, people are looking for the brightest one. Actually, what you want is something that can also go very dim, right? If you're, at night, if I'm just I'm not trying to bother anybody and I just need a little bit of extra light, it would be annoying to turn on a flashlight and wake everybody up, right? So with this one here, it's very easy. You just kind of hold the button and boom, it turns to the lowest setting. And then they have a mode where it ramps up slowly. You'll see. You have to see. For $26, I'm all about it. And then 10% off. Let's go. All right. Meta Quest VR. All right, let's see what this is about. $299 from what? Save $25. Yeah, so yeah, VR is pretty amazing. You know, I don't play video games, but some of these games are pretty cool. I play a boxing game on there, and it's pretty amazing. What can I say? I definitely think VR is the future. You know, once they start making these a little slimmer, you know, easier and less weird to look, you know, less weird looking, then I think you'll see more people using VR. I don't know how I feel about that altogether, but if you want a taste of what that's like, you know, definitely check it out. And the other thing about this is the sound is not horrible on it too. Not great, but they have these like little speakers that are not on your ears. So it's actually a very weird experience in that you can hear everything perfectly. There's nothing on your ears. There's nothing in your ears. It's actually just right outside of your ears. But because they're so close, it's, I don't know how to even explain it. It just sounds very, very different. Yeah. So definitely check these out. There's this one app called Big Screen where you can rent movies. Sometimes they have like free movies, and you can basically change the theater, right? So they have one that looks like an old movie theater, one that looks like a modern one that looks like it's on a spaceship, all kinds of crazy stuff. But it really feels like you're in a movie theater. That's what's so weird about it. And it kind of made me realize that when you go to a movie theater and you watch on a, I don't know, 40-foot screen or whatever, however huge those screens are, it feels different, right? So I have a 120-inch in my home theater, and it doesn't feel the same. Why? And I think it's because your eyes are not as relaxed, right? If you're sitting, I don't know, 40 feet away, watching this huge screen, 40-foot screen, your eyes know that it's at a distance and that the screen is huge. You know the sense of scale, and it feels epic, right? When you watch a movie on that, it feels epic. If I watch a movie on my home theater, it's immersive, right? But it doesn't feel the same. It doesn't feel like I'm watching on a gigantic screen. Same with the phone, right? A phone doesn't mean that you can just put it real close and all of a sudden you feel like you're in a movie theater. That's not how it works, right? But with that Big Screen app on this, because it's kind of like binaural for your eyes, right? So it's stereoscopic. So even though it's probably very similar to a phone screen, it has lenses so that it focuses on separate parts of the screen, and it tricks your brain into thinking that you're actually watching a gigantic screen. And it's very, very impressive and immersive. And if you know, you can plug in some nice headphones and have an even better audio experience. And yeah, I think it's just very interesting to see that. You know, there's other people in the room, they can hear you. It has microphones. It's like it's crazy experience for $299. You know, you can start figuring out things to do with it, right? Like my kids, you know, during the pandemic, they couldn't actually, you couldn't take them to Disneyland, all that stuff. So I'd put on the VR Disneyland experience, and I'd put them in a chair and I'd lift them up, and they'd love it, right? So interesting stuff. I would recommend that people at least try out VR, and for $299, you don't need a computer, you know. It's all wireless, right? So I think it's pretty cool. What else was I going to say about the Big Screen app? Oh, yeah. It does 3D. It does 3D, and it's probably the best, most realistic 3D that I've seen, right? Because I've tried 3D in a movie theater, and you're like, it just looks weird. It's not comfortable. I don't know. And then I've tried it on my home theater projector. Better. And I've tried it on a TV. Whatever. But when you watch it on this VR and on this, like, you know, supposedly, you know, a giant screen, it's actually not horrible. I don't mind it on that. I always thought 3D is a gimmick until I tried it on there, and yeah, I liked it on there. Anyway, moving on. All right. What else we got here? Google Nest door cam. Yeah, I like this one. This is the one we like to use, And it's just cool because, you know, you need one of these. If you're high tech, you should have something like this, because what I get a lot of some packages in the mail, as you can imagine. People send me all kinds of stuff, and so I can tell right away, oh, there's a new package from Monolith, right? I see it, and I go and get it right away before somebody else comes in and gets it. Also, it's cool because if somebody takes this, I think you can just file a report and they'll replace it. So you don't have to worry about that. And it won't work for the person who took it, so it's kind of useless for them to take it. That it's a Google product, so it kind of just works if you have other Google stuff. You know, immediately it pops up on the screen when somebody's there, somebody hits a doorbell. Just very reliable, and the battery lasts a long time. The other thing is, what was I gonna say? It'll warn you if the battery's running low, and it puts in kind of low power mode, so it still works. I mean, there's been times I think I haven't charged it in like a month, 2 months, something like that. I don't know how they do it. It's kind of nuts. What else? Oh, the other thing that was kind of handy about this is, you know, sometimes you have to sign off, right, on certain packages, you know, depending on the cost. And sometimes you're just not there, but you don't want to miss the package. You know, there's been instances where I was away from the home and somebody's like, you know, they have to at least verify that somebody's there, right? And so I'm not there, but the person doesn't know that, right? But I'll just leave the package there, right? I might be somewhere else, you know, who knows where I'm at. But I can say it, and they think I've said it from inside the house. They leave the package. I'm happy, you know. Or you could tell somebody to go away too. Go away. They have preset ones if you don't want to say anything either. You know, like, you know, whatever you want it to say, you can do that. Pretty cool. What else we got? This is all random stuff now. Now we're on stuff that I just use. Forget audio stuff, all that. This is just random stuff. All right, SodaStream. I don't know why I like this. It's $91, 29% off. I don't know. It's just cool to be able to make your own drink. Sometimes I don't want a whole case of soda, because if I have a whole case, or if I have a 2-liter, or if I have a bunch of cans, I'm drinking them, right? It doesn't matter. I'm not going to just let them sit there, right? So if I only, you know, sodas are probably not the greatest. No, they're not probably. They're not the greatest thing for you. And, but sometimes you're eating this greasy burger, and you know what sounds good with a greasy burger? A soda. So I can just make one soda just for that one time, and that's it. There's no residual, like a bunch of cans that are like, hey, you drink me. No, I just make one and I'm done. Anyway, I like it. What else we got here? Don't get mad at me, Tristan. But yeah, e-cloths. What the heck? E-cloths. Everybody needs e-cloths. All right. Why? Because, all right, what everybody tries to sell you on, like, all kinds of cleaning stuff, right? And I have all the cleaning stuff, like all kinds of cleaning stuff to make it easy. You know what you actually need for most things? And it's kind of like shocking to me. I don't know why. But for the most part, water does a pretty good job of cleaning stuff. Surprise, right? But yeah, water, but not just water. You need water and the right material. So they have all these different e-cloths that are made specifically for certain types of materials, right? So this top one, the one I have is yellow, but is for windows, right? Windows or mirror. Yeah, I think more windows, kind of like a dirty window. And just water, right? Normally I'm using Windex or whatever. I have all these like products. And what I found is if you just use the right cloth, it's clean. It's cleaner than, there's no streaks. And I think that most of the streaks that you see on a window are like residual from all the Windex that you've used over the years, right? And so when you use water, it just wipes right off. This one right below it is for shiny, like I use it on glass too, and it just makes everything shiny, right? You know, you've seen those jewelry cleaners. It just makes everything shiny. Yeah, so I use that every day on my sink, like the faucet, as well as the bathroom, you know, all the fixtures. and ours looks super clean. You know, I don't know if yours looks like that, but I want it to look like a hotel every time I go to use my sink, right? It's always shiny. There's no water spots. There's no calcium buildup because I don't let it build up, right? Every time I use a sink, I just wipe it. So this cloth down here, these are for sinks, or, you know, just basic countertops. They have one for, you know, your kitchen with a little scrubby thing in the corner. This one right here is for stainless steel. And so these are made specifically to not scratch the surface that you're using it on. This one's for oven, so this one's a little more rough. Don't use this on, you know, something that you don't want scratched because it is a little more abrasive. And then the bottom one is just for dusting. So it's hilarious because, I don't know, it's $21 and you may not think you need it, but I swear to you, once you start using these and you're like, oh, hold on a second, you mean I don't have to buy all the crazy, you know, all this stuff, you know? It's kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy because what was the, I don't know, light bulb moment for me is I'm a little bit of a perfectionist when it comes to stuff. And mirrors are one of those things, like, I don't like it if I take the time to clean a mirror and there's streaks, right? I'm like, what is up with these streaks? How come I can't get, you know? Again, I think it's because of the buildup from all the Windex that you've used all over the years. And once I just use the right stuff, I use water, I did the mirror, I'm like, there's no streaks. This is amazing. Anyway, what is somebody saying here? I had a professional window cleaner do my home windows and the interior was done with an expensive cloth and plain water. That's right, right? So it's, I mean, I couldn't believe it. Water, I thought you needed products. I'm starting to think that they're just trying to sell you products, right? I think they're just trying to sell you all this like good smelling, you know, rose smelling stuff. In actuality, you probably don't need it. You know, extra chemicals in your house and extra bottles, you know. For the most part, if you're trying to disinfect something, okay, well, you know, don't just use water, right? If you need something that's like, if you're doing something with meat and fit, you know what I mean? Use common sense, okay? Anyway, that's next here. Next is this thermocell. All right, so if you're in a place with lots of bugs, pop in one of these. Dang, those are still pretty expensive. $59. Is that what we paid for that thing? Dang. All right. Anyway, it keeps away the bugs, right? Better than that little candle thing. You know what I mean? You seen those little candles? We have one of those. I don't know that actually works, but this does. Bugs don't really like me too much. They like Angela more, so she can attest that this works. I don't know. They don't like me, or they don't like the hair on my legs. Whatever it is. All right. What else we got here? This is yours, Angela. This is all your stuff. Oh, it's a 2-pack. She said. What is a 2-pack? Oh, it's a 2-pack. Oh, okay. I got it. All right. So there you go. It's a 2. I was wondering. I didn't know we. Okay. It's a 2-pack. Got it. What else? Tyneco. I don't know how you say that. Tyneco? Taneco? iFloor 3. So this is if you have hardwood floors and you are into like the Dyson type thing. You know what I mean? You just have to have a tool for everything. That's me. You know? Have a leaf blower. I got the pressure washer for the, you know, you just want power tools. Well, if you're, you know, Swiffer's too basic, right? You need some power. Well, that's what this is. It's basically like, you know, it cleans your hardwood floors, and I think it does a pretty good job. And what's satisfying is it has the little water canister that shows you all the dirty water. Like, ugh, floor's so dirty. Anyway, $219 if you're into that sort of thing. Stuff for the kids. What is this? Amazon Glow. Okay, this is brand new. Angela just got this for the kids. This thing is pretty nuts, actually. So $149, and it projects onto the table, right? And it's actually pretty bright, even with the lights on. Like, I was surprised, you know, because I'm used to reviewing projectors, and I'm like, probably gonna be cheap, right? Because it's so close to the desk, it's very resistant to lights, surprisingly. So it looks bright, it looks clear, because it's a fixed focal length. It knows exactly the distance. It's sharp, and it comes with this mat that you put down, and it's I don't know exactly how they're doing it, but it's very responsive, right? It's as if they have a giant iPad on the table, and the cool thing is it has a camera, and they make it so that let's say for our kids, they want to play with the grandparents and like, oh, can you read a book to me? Okay, so the grandparents have an app on their iPad, and the kids can see them, right? But the kids are also not distracted. Well, let me think. The kids can see them, the grandparents can see the kids, but the kids can't see themselves, so they're not distracted by their own, own footage on the screen, own image. And so that's kind of handy. And also, it's very restricted, so they can't get into anything they're not supposed to. It can just be a video call if they want, but it's very interactive and surprisingly useful, right? If you need a little bit of time off, you can have a virtual grandparent childcare. It keeps them busy. They read books. They do puzzles together. It does this one crazy thing where it'll actually, you can draw on the screen with somebody else, but then you can have an actual 3-dimensional object, place it under the camera, and it scans it into the screen. The kids can see it. The person on the other end can see it, and it's kind of magic. I don't know. It's kind of magical. I think it's super cool. The audio is pretty decent out of the speakers. The video quality seems good. Everything seems good. And for $149, it's kind of like the what you call it, the VR, right? I don't think that you need it, but if you're about that, cutting edge, bleeding edge stuff, I think there's still some stuff that they need to work out on this. But if you want to be there and have the thing before everybody else, well, this is one of those products where like, man, that's pretty cool. Pretty cool. All right. So there's more to that. Like when you read a book, they can click on parts of the book. It's more interactive. So yeah. What does Angela say? For $149, it's great. A little pricey at retail. Okay. Stomp Rocket. All right, I'm gonna go through these quick. All right. So Stomp Rocket, we take the kids to the park. They stomp on this thing, goes up in the air. Everybody's happy, and other kids want to play with it because they see something going super high into the air, and it's a good gift for $20. What else? Encore Soundcore. All right, so this is a little Bluetooth speaker. It's doesn't have much bass, but it works. It's waterproof, and Soundcore is pretty reliable. And actually, what I'm using this for is I have Wyze cameras, right? The Wyze V3 is an excellent, inexpensive camera, but the audio out of it's so horrible that you can't. The siren's all weak. What I ended up doing is actually opening up the Wyze V3, wiring up a headphone out from the main speaker from there, and plugging it into this thing. And so this is powered all the time. I have it connected via USB, and I kind of sealed it off water-wise. And now the siren is super loud. Now if I talk through the Wyze cam, it's loud, right? So kind of a cool hack that you can do. What else? Stomp Rocket, Encore Soundcore. What is this? Let me see. Oh, yeah. All right, so I bought this for the kids. They see me making videos. They want to do a little video. So this is kind of a cool little camera. It has a green screen, and it kind of looks legit. Like, they have this one where the dinosaur is chasing them. The kids like it, and they actually use it, So video is pretty cool. It's easy to get the video off of there. Kind of a cool toy for $44. I bought it at the regular price. $44 is better. Yeah. What else we got here? Almost done. Osmo Creative Starter Kit for iPad. All right. So this is kind of like the simple version of that Amazon Glow that I was saying. You put your iPad on here. It has this little mirror, and it's interactive. So basically, it'll tell you, hey, can you draw this, right? And so it'll take the drawing that the kid draws, and then it puts it on the screen, and then the whoever's on the screen kind of interacts with the whatever they drew. So it's kind of cool, you know. Another one of those things. It's just kind of a cool thing, and it keeps the kids busy, and they're, you know, they get to be a little bit creative, and it's cool because it incorporates whatever they drew, you know, into the story, right? Right, almost done. Okay, last one here is the Strider balance bike. How much is this? 118. I don't know what the price is originally, but yeah, bikes are cool. And the thing I like about this is, you know, what did we have when we grew up? We had a bike with training wheels, right? The problem is you learn to like, oh, I don't need to do anything. If I just sit here, the bike will stand. Well, that's not a good habit. That's not how bikes work, right? It only works if you're going, right? And so, dead deal. Oh, it's a dead deal. Anyway, I'm still talking about this because it's awesome. So, at least with this, they learn to balance. That's why they call it a balance bike. So, they're just walking and like moving their legs, and then when they lift off, right, their legs aren't touching the floor, the bike is going and they're learning to balance, right? So that's an easier transition from that to a bike with where you pedal, right? Because they already know how to balance. That's the hard part. So the kids, we got this for the kids. One is super fast with it, like to the point where like I don't know, she's fast. So yeah, it's kind of a cool gift. Anyway, I think that's pretty much it. If you want to see these are all here. I have the link there, joeandtel.com/Prime Day. If you want to use the links, you know, feel free. Feel free. I would appreciate it for sure. And that's it. That's my sales. Let me go back to this. That is, come on. Boom. That's my sales pitch. So if any of you are curious what the salesy version of me is, there it is. You know, I try not to be that way in my videos. I'm not trying to sell you guys stuff, but this is Prime Day. This is Prime Day. So it's Prime Day. If you want to buy some stuff, you know, go to that link, go shopping, have fun. Hopefully that was useful to you guys. I had fun finally, you know, doing a little bit of the salesmanship. And what's up, FOMO? Best subwoofers on sale. Best subwoofers on sale. I don't know. I don't know if there are subwoofers on sale. Do you know of any? I don't know. Yeah, not sure. Sorry. But if there are any deals that you guys think are awesome, more like audio related stuff, leave them in the comments below. And yeah, leave them in the comments below and I'll make sure to approve them because a lot of times the links don't work, or I might have to put my own link. All right. So just type in what the product is and I'll do my best to kind of, add my own link to it. What else are you guys saying? I'm going to hang out with you guys for a little bit because I don't usually do these live streams except for when I'm doing stuff with Daily Hi-Fi, which is every Monday. Quick plug for that. What are you guys saying over here? Kanto U4 has good discount at $300 a pair. Reverend Slim says, pitch it, Joe. No shame in the game. I have no shame in the game. No shame because today's Prime Day. And this is the day where you're supposed to go shopping for stuff that you don't need. So that's it. Let's be honest. This is all the stuff that you don't need, but you want. And sometimes you got to just treat yourself. Life is not all about, you know, needs, right? If it's just needs, all you need to do is eat, sleep, go to the bathroom. You know, these are the basic needs. And that's cool. You know, that's what you need to survive. But I don't know. I don't live my life just to survive. I want to have fun. And a lot of the stuff that I showed you is just all about stuff that you don't need. But wants are fun sometimes too, right? Wants and like, you know, fun stuff. And that's what we're all about. What else you guys saying in here? Picked up a few good movies. Okay, cool. So yeah, these are the Kanto U4s. And they are, oh, cool. Oh, Angela. $299. So these are some of the first speakers I've reviewed on my channel. They were nice enough. What is this? Get $50 off instantly, pay $249. Oh, that's what they're, oh man, never mind. Okay, but yeah, the Kanto was willing to send me some of these when I didn't have a very big channel, right? I don't know how many I had. But yeah. As far as looks, Kanto has looks, man. This paint job on here, yeah. Look at those. They look awesome. And so Angela had these on the desk. They have some cool stands for them too. Some like gold stands, and they look really cool. Actually, they sound pretty good and lots of functionality, right? They have a remote, sub out, all kinds of stuff, right? Optical. So at a desk, these are legit, and they look awesome. Which other ones are on sale? Those are $339. The red ones and these what are these? Like mint kind of color, teal, I guess. Sorry, Angela. She says I missed those. Those were in a storage fire. So yeah, we don't have those anymore. What else you guys got? What else? So FOMO says, does Joe have a Prime Day special for his magical beads? It's not on Amazon yet. Yeah. What else? Kanto Tuck for $5.99. Yeah, those were cool. I like that they had a lot of bass. Not the flattest, not the most neutral, but they looked cool and they had a lot of bass. Reverend Slim says, if you're looking for ceiling speakers for Atmos, Klipsch CDT, and he has a link, and he says they're Prime Day for $127. So hopefully Angela will link to that, and I'll put it up here on the screen. I appreciate you guys, like, throwing out these deals, because that's what it's all about, right? Just sharing the deals. Do you have? So Brian asked, I have a $150 headphone suggestion? I like these for $100 bucks or whatever, $100. Yeah, these AKGs K371s are on sale right now, and I mean, if you're not going to be using EQ, and they're mainly for if you want accurate sound. They're not the most stylish headphones. You know what I mean? Not going to find a athlete wearing these. But if you want accurate sound, not expensive, AKG. Hopefully that helps. What is FOMO saying here? For Rush fans, the 40th anniversary moving pictures Super Deluxe is now $225, 25% off. And he bought it. All right. Reverend Slim says Polk Atrium 4 and 6 are on Prime Day sale too. Great speakers for outdoor or even on ceiling for Atmos use in a pinch. Okay, so all right, cool. Angela has linked to this. Let me see here. All right, so these are Klipsch in ceiling speakers recommended by Reverend Slim over here. All right. So of course, I haven't tested these, so I can't speak for their quality, but $159 each. All right. What else we got here? Oh, I didn't show it on the screen. Hold on. Here we go. There it is. Klipsch CDT 5650s. Boom. All right. You know me, I'm all about Oro, so I like on wall speakers, but Reverend Slim's all about Atmos, and so I respect him. He has a bunch of titles in Atmos and he loves it, so I respect that. I can see where he's coming from. What else we got here? Anything else? Because how long have I been doing this? Hour 44 minutes. That's a long time talking. All right, so I think that's it. I appreciate you guys watching, and hopefully some of those deals are, interesting to you. Even if you don't buy anything, hopefully you guys had some fun. I did. Anyway, that's it. Do I do my outro here? Live stream? Yeah, if you enjoyed the video, make sure to like, subscribe, ring the bell to be notified when I upload new videos or I go live. Anyway, that's it. Take care. Bye-bye.